In less than 6 weeks, the cormorant nestlings along Picto Harbor will be able to fly. Confined to the nest, they rely completely on their parents. Flight brings them independence, but also a defense. The eagle has re-emerged to stalk the cormorant colony, and the parents do their best to shield the nestlings. The eagle takes off. Circling back, it snatches a baby cormorant. The cormorant species are built to sustain loss. The death of one nestling will not destroy the colony. There's strength in numbers. And here, in the wild, wild east, the future is strong for the double-crested cormorant. Back along the Shubenacadie, the Gaspereau have almost reached the river's source, Grand Lake. The lake takes them all the way into Nova Scotia's mainland. It is the end of the journey, and it's just around the river's bend. The fish have fought their way upriver, found luck where others haven't. When they arrive home, they will spawn and welcome the next generation of Gaspereau. But man has placed one final obstacle in their path: a pair of metal culverts. The water, tunneled through these two holes, rushes against the frantic Gaspereau, bubbling, churning, spinning. But on the other side, calm. The ancestral spawning grounds of the Gaspereau. And so the fish fight the culvert's frenzied flow. It's not easy for the little guys, and it takes a lot of gumption. But they swim. Just when it seems they've made it into the tunnel, the water's force pushes them back. One by one, the fish make it into the tunnel. The journey upstream is a marathon, and this is the final sprint. On the other side of the culvert, the Gaspereau have arrived at the source of the Shubenacadie River to spawn. A single female Gaspereau may release anywhere between 60 and 200,000 eggs during spawning. Of course, not all of these become little fish. Once born, things like water temperature, presence of predators, and food availability all influence whether or not larval Gaspereau will grow big enough to make the long trip back to the ocean. When they travel downriver for the first time, they'll go through their own transformation, preparing their internal organs for salt water. The time this transformation takes is genetically programmed to be the same amount of time as their journey downstream to the ocean. And so, at the beginning of that next journey, this one ends. The Gaspereau and shad have ensured the future of their species for another year. Rivers are the bloodline of the natural world, pumping life through the wild, wild east. In their natural form, they flow and churn in relation to the formation of the earth. They bring together humans, birds, fish, all living creatures. In a few months, the Gaspereau and shad born this spring will need to make their first journey down the river to the Atlantic Ocean. It will be years before they'll swim in the Shubenacadie again. The cormorants in Picto Harbor will fly south again this winter, but you can be sure they'll return again next year. They've made these waters their home. Life in the wild can seem like a cruel numbers game for species low on the food chain. But such is the delicate balance of the natural world. A river runs through the wild, wild east.